everybody. Welcome back to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Beth.
And this is Jayme.
And we're just two oldest, youngest ladies talking about petty things that annoy us.
Yes.
Honestly,
ma'am.
One of my favorite things to talk about. I love griping. I love talking about things that don't really matter. Things that are like, drama but not drama.
Totally.
I love it. Let me give you my first one right off the bat. When I get in my car and I'm wanting to feel a certain vibe. I want to feel a certain mood, a way, and I have a short drive. I have a grocery store that's literally like, I don't know, a 3-minute drive away from me, a 5-minute drive away from me. Even if I want to go to Target, it's only like 6 minutes away from me. Mm-hmm. I'll get in my car. I turn on a Spotify list that I like. First song, don't feel it. Second song, don't feel it. I'm just on random shuffle and I'm driving now just like fast forwarding, skip. And I can't find a song to fit my vibe. And then I pull into the parking lot and I'm unsatisfied. Does it really matter in this world? No. Could I just listen to the first song? Absolutely. But guess what? My vibe would be off.
And it's annoying.
And it's very annoying. And it's one of those things that you really just can't complain about because it's like, Beth, there's people dying in this world. Okay?
Well, you can say that to anything
that
we're annoyed at today.
Very much so. So I just want to say we have perspective that there's much bigger issues happening in the world.
These are petty.
Sometimes you just got to focus on the little things and be like, yeah, that's annoying because all the other stuff is just too overwhelming.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
All right, girl, hit me.
I think I've said this before. I'm trying to differentiate between gripes and annoyances. I think, aren't they the same?
I feel like
whatever.
They're very similar.
This is what I got.
Yes.
I think I've said this before, but it's just a small annoyance, but every time I'm like, come on. And that is a group text response, the opposite of what was asked.
Oh my gosh.
For example, here is a question in a group text.
Mm-hmm.
Did you leave your water bottle at my house? And then everyone proceeds to say, I didn't. I've got my water bottle. Not me. I'm like, people. Or it's like, who's going to do this thing?
Yeah.
And then everyone responds with like, oh, I'm doing this other thing. I'm doing this other thing. It's like, that's not the question.
No, that wasn't the point.
Like, I don't care. No one cares. All the asker really wants to know is this thing. So, just save all those unnecessary texts. Just keep them to yourself. Do not send a group text response that is completely irrelevant to what was asked. It is so annoying for those of us who get these messages. Yes. I'm just like, just stop. Like, just read the text. And then, you know what? Your silence is an answer.
Yes, absolutely.
That is an answer because it's not you. Therefore, you don't need to respond. Stop it.
Okay. When I'm scrolling social media and I'm like, I get into like a video, I'm like, this is so good. And then partway through the video, I realize this is a mother trucking ad. And it really irks me when I'm watching something and then I look down and I realize, oh, this is a TikTok shop ad. Awesome. And immediately, I don't even care where I'm at in the video. Scroll away. Swipe up.
You're just like, they're just trying to sell me something.
Yeah. And I thought I was actually getting good information. And it's just like, this was a lie.
Yeah.
And I feel duped. And I know, I get it. Like, that's part of the online world and blah, blah, blah. That's how they make their money. Yeah. That's how they can like put out content. And it takes a lot to do those things. But I'm upset about it.
I hear you.
I'm upset.
My next one is when I buy clothes, I try them on and they fit. And then I wash them with cold water, hang to dry, and they still effing shrink.
Oh my gosh.
Can you tell my annoyance?
I can tell you're very annoyed.
Because I'm like, why can this fabric not just be pre-shrunk? Like, I'm not washing it in hot water. I'm not putting it in the dryer. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's really annoying.
It's so annoying. And it happens more often than you would think. Maybe because of the types of fabrics I buy, which is like cotton and like rayon and whatever.
Gotta
but
get
I'm
on
like,
that polyester.
No, I don't want to wear that. Of course I have items that are that, but I'm like, really? Like, really? And so then you try to I try to factor in like the shrinkage, but it's really hard to calculate. And I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed by that. Why would manufacturers not like have it like pre-shrunk so it's like the actual true to size of what it is going to be?
well, I'm sure it's for money, but it's very frustrating.
So frustrating.
I'm sorry. I just had a quick flashback that I need to share.
Okay.
I bought the cutest linen black shirt at the Loft a few years ago.
Linen.
It was gorgeous and it felt so good on my body and
yeah.
I loved it. And my dumb ass threw it in the wash. And well, I threw it in the hamper and then I did my wash and I didn't think about it because everything else I own is wash it, dry it.
Yeah.
I dried it.
Yeah, you don't do that to linen.
It's a children's shirt now. It is tiny. And I can't give it away because I love the fabric so much. So I'm like, I just got to find a tiny person to give this to.
Yeah.
Because it's so, but it's so upsetting. It was so upsetting. So it's like,
Seriously.
I hear you on the drying of the thing. Okay. This is something that really irks me is like, I'm at a busy parking lot. I just want to go to Petco, PetSmart, TJ Maxx, whatever. And I'm going to pull in and someone else is on like the other row and they're pulling in. But instead of just staying in their parking spot, they pull through.
They pull all the way through?
They pull through.
That's so annoying. Come on.
And I'm right there. And I'm like looking at them like,
do you look at them like that? Like you're looking right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at them like, are you kidding me?
This is why we need video for our podcast.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because I'm so upset and so annoyed. But I don't want to be like a Karen. I don't want to be like, get you parked in my spot when there's other spots around, you know?
Yeah,
so literally like, let me just go around and park in the spot that you pulled into. And, I'll just keep it moving. I'm going to glare at you at the PetSmart. I'm going to,
Do you take note of what they look like?
Oh, yeah. I hold grudges. Like forgiveness, absolutely not. You're on my list forever. It's like, I know that bumper sticker on your car. If I ever see you again, I'm just going to glare at you again.
Yeah.
Because
I know
obviously
what
I don't.
you did.
I know what you did.
What you
I'm
did
gonna silently hate you.
Me.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Okay. Here's one. I have to like breathe through these because I'm just like, oh my word. Okay. Here's the thing. The advertisements for LED light bulbs that say they last like 13 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Lies. Lies.
Uh-huh.
They last less
than 13 years. Yes.
Well, no, not just less than 13 years. They last less than the old-fashioned light bulbs. They seriously do. I have had to replace so many light bulbs that are LED that are like, these will last like 10 plus years or whatever. I'm like, it's such a lie. And then I'm scared of like how to dispose of them because they have like mercury or whatever in them. And this last time I was just so annoyed. I was like, I don't even care. I'm just putting them in regular trash. Deal with it, planet. Like what else? What am I supposed to do? I tried to do a good thing.
You, Mother Earth.
I tried to do a good thing. I tried to be more like, conscious of energy and blah, blah, blah. Spend more money on these light bulbs that promise me things, and then they lie.
Well,
They're lies.
They do have an asterisk by them. If you look at the packaging,
disclaimer, and they're like, JK.
It depends on your usage.
Whatever. You mean when you turn it on?
I'm just very fascinated to know what brand you're buying. Don't
just
say it.
Random brands from Home Depot, like the ones in the light bulb section. Like when you pay like $13 for a light bulb instead of $3.
Yeah,
those ones.
Interesting. I'm just wondering because I only use LED. And
you don't have this problem?
No, I've only had because I buy all Hue bulbs, which are a little more expensive, and I've only had like 2 fail, but they were like
2 out of how many?
I don't know, 20. But I have to say, like I had them for like 10 years. So
well, maybe I need that brand because I'm just telling you, I have been so irritated every time a light bulb goes out. I'm just like, why? Why are you going out?
So
it's only been like a year or 2 years or whatever.
Yeah, that's
like,
way too soon.
At the most, I mean, we've been in this house for 4 years at the most, and we've replaced quite a few. And I'm just so irritated because I'm like,
sorry. That's very frustrating.
It's annoying.
It's a whole thing. I mean, it's petty.
Seriously.
But it's real. Okay. This bugs me so much. So every once in a while, I live in an apartment building. I have neighbors. Like right across the way from me. Every once in a while when I'm leaving in the morning, they're leaving at the exact same time. We are opening the doors at the exact same time. And I hate it. Because oftentimes I'm like carrying trash or like, I poop or scoop my cat's litter box and then I use like a doggy bag and then I throw it on the front outside the door. And then when I'm going to work, I take it down to the garbage.
Yeah.
And then they're right there. And then I'm always like, I don't want to engage with you, but it's awkward for us to make eye contact. And we're standing less than 5 feet apart from each other. And And now it's like, what stairs are you going to take? Because there's stairs on both sides. And it's like, I always like to choose opposite of them because I don't want to walk right behind them and I don't want them right behind me because I like to take my time walking down the stairs. You know, those people that like scuttle down the stairs, like da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't want that. I like to do 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot because I'm old. I like to hold the handrail. I like to count my steps so I don't fall down.
Yeah.
And it's too much pressure to now have to engage with somebody or be like, haha, oh, let me hurry up for you. Or, you know, like, oh, look at my poop bag.
Go
you know,
around,
like,
go around.
No, don't. If you hear me, just go back in. Go back in your house. Close the door, look through the peephole. Give me a 30-second lead. Because that's what I do. If I even hear the faintest sound of another person, I just am going to wait there and I'm going to give them adequate time to like get down the hall and start down the stairs so I do not have to engage. Annoyed.
Oh, here's one. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. And that is condiment cross-contamination.
Yes, you hate it.
I do not want your jam remnants in the peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to see yellow mustard in the mayonnaise.
Ew.
I do not want to see, right? I don't even want your crumbs in the butter.
Yeah.
Like, stop contaminating condiments.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It's a little bit different for me with the butter and the crumbs in the bread, in the toast.
Okay.
Because it's like, it's just me. Right? It's my crumb.
Yeah.
You're dealing with other people's crumbs and you don't know where those crumbs have been.
Well, yeah. Or
Just
where
saying.
they came from. Or I mean.
There's no reference point from
in
where.
my home,
yeah.
for sure. But in other places too. I'm just like.
Well, I really don't want it in other places.
Well,
That's disturbing.
Well, we just recently stayed at a hotel and they had like a peanut butter jar. Like a community like peanut butter jar.
like
to
continental
use
breakfast.
for the continental breakfast. And I was like, no way. Absolutely not. I am not putting a knife in that jar where I don't know.
No.
I just don't know.
Because people
like,
are gross.
No.
You know, somebody's like licked that knife and like, you know what? I need a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because they just don't think.
I didn't even open
fine.
it. I was like, I'm not looking in that thing. There's absolutely no way I'm using a public peanut butter.
Yeah. I honestly sometimes don't even like using like ketchup and salt and pepper shakers at restaurants that are on the table.
Absolutely.
Because
I
it's
can't
like,
think about it. I'm like, who touched that?
I know.
Did they lick their finger?
Yes. So I'm always like hand sanitizing afterwards.
Oh,
or
yeah.
I'm like,
Feels so gross.
don't touch the food. Use your utensils.
Well, like for example, you grab this ketchup, ketchup bottle, squeeze it onto your plate, put it back, same hand.
Yeah.
Same hand, then picks up a French fry, dip it. I think about it and then if I think about it too much, I can't keep. So I have to hand
sanitize.
Breathe. Well, I just have to
fork.
try. I have to ignore it. I have to distract myself, and I just tell myself I can't think about it too much because then you just start. I just start spiraling down like all the things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I touched this. I mean, touch that.
Okay, this one is the one that might be the most controversial, and if you're my friend that's listening to this, it is absolutely directed at you. I have very strong feelings about the fact that I have friends that refuse to download or use TikTok. Okay. Different reasons, blah, blah, blah. Whatever your reasoning, I don't really care. But when I'm trying to send you information and I send you a funny TikTok or an informational TikTok, or we had a great dinner and I have like a great resource for you, but it's on the form of a TikTok, and I send it to you and go, oh, sorry, I don't have TikTok. Number one, I now hate you. Number two, you're forcing me to go out to Reels and try to find that same video on Reels, which sometimes it's easy because the creator has like an Instagram and I can go right there and it's linked and it's easy. But there's a lot of creators that post different content to both. And there's a lot of creators that don't have Instagrams. And then I have to search on Reels, which is another beast. It's a horrible search.
Such a chore.
It's such a chore, but it's like, I'm so determined that I get you this information. I should just let it go and be like, screw you. Now you don't get the good stuff.
Yeah.
But if you only use Reels, I can't. I cannot. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to do it anymore. Will I? Yes. But I just really don't want to. So just freaking download the TikTok app or minimally open it up on a browser. Okay? Just help me out. Rant over.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. First come, first serve campsites and the lack of people following the rules or protocols for how that works.
Okay.
It is so annoying because you're like, people, like there's a way to do it and it tells you exactly what to do and people don't do it. And then you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck because so-and-so just decided that they're just going to stay and like, they're just going to ignore the rules and they're just going to I can't even. So this was a while ago that we had this experience, where we went to the Olympic Peninsula, and it was first come first serve, and we drove around literally the entire day, couldn't find anything. But we read the protocol where they're like, come at this time, this is how it's supposed to work, and you, blah 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 blah. So that night we ended up camping with like on the side of the road, essentially. Everyone's sleeping in their clothes. No one, like not a campsite, nothing, like no bathroom, like no water, like nothing. It was horrible night. Show up at the campsite in the morning to do the thing. Didn't work because people were not following it. And it was so frustrating.
What's the rule? Do they have to leave or something?
I can't even remember at this point. Like, that's not the point.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're supposed to leave or they're supposed to do whatever they're supposed to do.
Okay.
And like and they did not.
Okay.
And we had to leave the Olympic Peninsula because we had nowhere to stay. Now, I get it's a risk. When you go to first come, first serve. There's always a chance that you're not going to get something. And like, but they don't have any other options.
Yeah.
Like there weren't other options that we could book in advance, or maybe we were too slow. I don't know, whatever. Maybe it's our own fault. But I will say that when we were at these sites and we were doing the protocols and you put the thing, you fill it out, you put it in the thing, you write it down, blah, 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 blah. People weren't doing that. And so it wasn't flowing and it wasn't working. And we did not get a camping spot. And it's very annoying.
Okay. I have to say this. That comes down to a fairness and following the rules thing for me, because it's like, it is very annoying when you're following the rules that everybody's supposed to follow.
And then other people don't.
And other people don't. So they get their reward.
Yeah. And everyone else suffers.
Yes.
The ones that actually follow the rules.
Yeah.
Don't get rewarded.
Yeah. But you don't want to be an ass.
Well, I kind of wanted to, but I was like, how do I do that?
Yeah. I should have, but yeah.
So annoying.
So annoying.
Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.